A Pillar of Defense. This is a supplement to the video Gaza November 2012. At this time, the Pillar of Defense ended in Gaza. How many days did it last? We have a very long and very interesting term that we will start to look at it now and again at the end of the video. At the beginning, the term states that the war lasted about 6 days. We arrive at this number by looking at the gematria or numerology of the letters as indicated below. This number is acceptable as will be explained later. However, there is another gematria or numerology that gives us 8 for the two letters. If we combine the gematria of the two letters, Chaf and Vav, we get the number 8, and the long term starts with the sentence, "The war lasted exactly 8 days." We will see later that both statements are correct. The entire long term states, "The war lasted 8 days, a day here they tyrannized, and a sign of woe." We will come back for more insight to this amazing term. In the previous video, Gaza November 2012, we saw these terms in detail. We also saw all the terms in this table. More detail about each term will be found at the end of the video. Let us first look at the meaning of the terms. At the top of the matrix, we find the term, "and Hebrew year 5773 or 2012-2013 is for a sign." Nearby in the matrix, we find the term, "for a sign and for a wonder." Indeed, it was a sign and a wonder that for the first time the world did not blame Israel for defending itself. The world put the blame on the Hamas for doing what it has been doing for years, blasting Israel with numerous rockets. It was the first time that Israel was able to scale down its casualties by investing a fortune on an Iron Dome for protection. It was the first time Israel invested a fortune to facilitate precise attacks targeting only military targets with minimal collateral casualties. Indeed, a sign and a wonder. This term was discussed in detail in the previous video. It states that Israel was worthy to defeat the demon that terrorized women and children. Note that in contrast, Israel did its best to avoid killing the innocent as demonstrated in that war. This term tells us what this war was all about. In this war there was a type of excess terror. This term explains the lack of choice Israel faced, as the term states, "Terror, will I not kill you dead?" The codes define the killing as murder. In the nation there is murder. The master of the universe does not like murder. Woe for him, murder. The rockets that are fired are used for murder, the term explains. There is fire, they murdered. The codes foretell what will happen to those that cause death. Death will go to them. Israel primarily suffered casualties in life and property in the south, as the term explains. Woe in the south. It is the firing, the shooting that caused the woe, the term explains. To the shootings, is there no woe? And who is suffering? The term tells us the innocent is suffering. They weaken the innocent from the striking grad missile. The Pillar of Defense began. The Israeli leader declared, as the term states, "Woe," he declared, "launch 1,000 strikes, let them hit." The matrix approves. It states, "He came to his senses." The decision came from the heart. It was not an easy decision, but a pillar of defense had to come. And now we are back to the term that forecasted a war of about 6 days. We saw it at the beginning of this video. The code states the war there lasted about 6 days. A day here they tyrannized, and the sign of woe. Officially, the war lasted from the 14th of November to the 21st. However, the war started on the 14th at night. It has two implications. The first day was not a day, it was a night. The second implication is that as per the story of creation, the day starts the night before. This leaves us with only 7 days of war. The seventh day of the war was special in its use of terror. It was not known for its shooting of rockets. It was rather a day where a bus was blown up in Tel Aviv. A day here they tyrannized. The code indicates that it was not really 6 days, it was about 6 days. What is it trying to tell us? That the seventh day was a special terror that is not part of the real war? After all, it was not a rocket that injured so many civilians on a city bus. Does it tell us that the Sabbath should not be included in a war? If either of my assumptions is correct, we have here a special sign of woe. However, no matter how we look at it, we do have here a sign of woe. Israel's main concern is the smuggling of weapons of destruction into Gaza. Israel is asking that those smuggling be condemned or cursed in biblical language. The Israeli negotiator for ceasefire complaint is that due to cheating, smuggling occurs and then woe follows. The term states, "When smuggling you shall curse," he complained. "They cheated, woe." In other words, smuggling must stop to have a good ceasefire. It appears from the matrix that Obama agrees with Israel. The term states, "Barak is with him." On the other hand, the matrix does not want to indulge in fortune telling. The key word is the verb to twist. Were the hands of one party twisted to accept a ceasefire agreement? Or we got a twisted agreement? Time will tell. In this table, you'll find the detail about the skip, R factor, start and end of each term. Finally, the location of the matrix is indicated at the bottom of the table.